Okay, so here it is. I left Teresa's car at the farm because it's just not, it's kind of pointless to bring it here because she isn't going to be able to leave here until that gets cleaned off. The snow is turning to sleet, then to snow, then to sleet. We are right on the line. I got this awesome big icicle that's going to make it all the way to the ground here. That's how close to the freezing point we are. It has lengthened out quite a bit. So I've shoveled off my sidewalk and it filled back up. I did that about 10 minutes ago. But right now I'm going to go over and start up the 7530. As you can see, this is some really dense stuff. It almost puts you in mind of urea. It's not a light fluffy snow, but it is a rather I'm just going to throw this in here. Teresa's going to come along with me. I'm going to start this thing up here and get her warmed up. And now everything seems to be okay. Put the heat on there and we'll put it on defrost, which should, by all means, defrost that window. Yeah. There's my gigantic white oak tree and my house. Now, ooh, I think I got a hole in my boot. We brought the 250 over. I put gasoline in them in case we had a power outage. I have a generator here and I can just generate my own power. I don't know why that icicle is like that. Yeah, but the coal fires are burning, and I'm just going to try and keep my walkway clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take off down to the farm here in a little bit and see that the buildings, the doors are all closed and everything's okay, and see what the roads look like. So you can stay tuned for that. Yep. This is a comfortable snowmobile, right?
Right.
It is. It's not bad. I don't know why that thing is like that, but watch. You go through. How's that your head?
That's my foot.
I had somebody arguing with me on YouTube about a Vario transmission, and that, you know, a IVT transmission is not a Vario transmission, and I don't think they're getting my point. You have many different kinds of transmissions in the agricultural world, and the one that's in this tractor just so happens to be an IVT. Are you?
What's that stands for?
IVT stands for Infinitely Variable Transmission, or Vario, Infinitely Variable Transmission. But there's a company out there that is owned by AGCO, and it is the Fendt. The Fendt transmission, which Fendt, or AGCO, has so named a Vario. So it's the Fendt Vario transmission. But they're wrong, because the Fendt transmission, even though it's called a Vario, it is actually a CVT, which means a constant velocity transmission. Now, yeah. So the guy's like, oh, an IVT is not a Vario transmission. Well, technically it is a Vario transmission. It's an infinitely variable transmission. The Fendt, even though they named it the Vario, is a constant velocity transmission. Now, a CVT, any CVT that I've seen, now I personally have never torn apart an IVT or a CVT transmission, but I have seen CVTs apart. They have this weird fishbone style belt that runs in like hydraulic oil, giving you the constant velocity, kind of like a snowmobile belt. Now I'm not sure that's what Fendt is running. I don't think it is. I know the John Deere is actually a gear driven variable transmission with hydrostatic drive motors in it. So I've never had a John Deere part either. But it's just that old my tractor's better than your tractor mentality. Even though they're all great anymore. It doesn't matter if you buy a blue one, a green one, or a different color green one, or a red one, or an orange one. They all are great. They all have their pluses and their minuses. It's all in what you wanna buy. Now, this person so wonderfully said that the IVT that John Deere puts in their tractors is a poor man's Vario transmission. Well, I'm starting to think that this person has never personally purchased a tractor in the last 20 years, because there's nothing poor about buying a new tractor. They're not poor man's tractors. There's no such a thing. You can't buy a decent sized tractor for under $150,000 new, and even the used market, this tractor here, if it was a U.S. tractor, even though it is the European version, would sell for somewhere between $80,000 and $100,000, and it's a 200 horsepower poor man's Vario. But yeah, it's just that old adage, I got a red tractor, so your green one is junk. Well, I don't care what you're driving, I don't care what you like. They're all good. They all have their good points and their bad points, but this is a variable rate transmission. And it looks like there's an accident down there at the bottom of the hill. Glad I didn't go that route.
Where?
At the bottom of the hill on the road. See, we decided that we would take the back country way. Right?
Right.
Oh, they were just plowing us all. They didn't even plow Frenchtown. This is Frenchtown ground. Well, anyway, my infinitely variable transmission, or stepless transmission, I don't know. We'll see what it does when it gets in the field, but I pulled loads of hay home and you don't even feel it shift. I know it's shifting, but it's so smooth and flawless that you don't even know. So what's the difference if it's a CVT or an IVT or a Fendt Vario? They're all good. Now, anyways, that's enough on that subject. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah. We just enjoy the snow. This tractor does not warm up very fast, does it?
Yeah, it's cold here still.
Well, they must have plowed a little bit last night.
Once, probably.
I don't need to go full throttle. Full speed. This is another thing that just annoys the shit out of me. Push it out into the road. It's illegal, for one thing, and they do it anyway. Just push it out in the road. They're the type of people that'll bitch when the township plows the snow back into the end of the driveway. Like, it's like, oh, they plowed my driveway shut. And they just throw the snow out in the middle of the road. Nuts. Somebody's been down here. Looks like with a Jeep or a small car.
Okay, so I just got done watching the Fendt Vario transmission explanation on YouTube, and for the most part, what I see is a hydrostatic motor system that has moving pumps that actually move. Yeah, it's kind of concerning to me. I mean, maybe it's good, maybe it's not. Who knows? I know a lot of people that actually love the Fendt Vario transmission. John Deere doesn't have those moving pumps, because I watched that video also. The John Deere transmission is a lot more complicated than the Fendt one, as I could see. But they both have their good parts and bad parts. Both of them have a hydrostatic drive motor in them, and John Deere is more gear driven than it is hydraulic motor driven. So what the hydraulic motor does in the Fendt, it's kind of like what the belt does on a constant velocity, or I think they're calling these the continuous velocity transmissions. That they changed the constant to a continuous, which basically is the same damn thing. Instead of using a belt, they're using hydraulic motors to do the same thing as what the belt does by speeding and slowing two gears. And they're very successful types of transmissions. John Deere, in its own right, I believe, is using ZF transmission in their John Deeres. I'm not 100% sure whether it's ZF design or ZF built, but all in all, ZF is a good company. They've had a long-standing relationship with both Case, New Holland, and John Deere, and I'm sure a lot of other companies. So there you go.
It's not snowing too bad. When I was a kid, they used to snowmobile all through there. But when it snows, normally real hard, you can't see down there. There's a lot of sleet happening right now.
Oh, was that a bird? Oh no, it's just a stick.
Oh, the damn tree fell down. I'll do something about that. I see no deer tracks.
No deer. They're all having a meeting.
You know, when I was a kid and we used to go hunting, we'd see them all summer long, all fall you'd see deer. And then hunting season, the damn things would like disappear. Right? Disappear. You never see them. I always, in my mind, I always pictured that they had an underground bunker that they would hide in. Because it was nothing to see 100 deer, 200 deer in a herd. And now it's not even like hunting. That was my old deer stand, believe it or not, right there.
I know, you showed it to me before.
Huh?
You showed it to me before.
Oh, I did I? I don't see any deer tracks.
I don't see any deer tracks.
I don't see any deer.
How about my turkey? I forgot to ask your dad about my...
You can shut that off, it's fine.